fantastical salary, Real Madrid close to deciding Vinicius Jr.'s future. In the past few hours, some media reports have revealed updates on the future of Brazilian star Vinicius Jr., the Real Madrid player, especially in light of tempting offers from Saudi Arabia to sign him. Although discussions about the possible renewal or departure of coach Carlo Ancelotti have been the most talked about at Real Madrid in recent hours, the club has started to pay special attention to renewing contracts with its key players, with Vinicius Jr. at the top of that list. Vinicius's contract renewal became a key topic after he received huge offers from Saudi clubs, which led to a pause in negotiations in recent weeks. Updates on Vinicius Jr.'s future with Real Madrid. Earlier in March, Manu Carreño revealed on the El Larguero program that the Brazilian player showed no interest in accepting the Saudi offers, which involve a long-term contract of at least 5 years. This is because Saudi investors were not ready to bear high costs in case Vinicius decided to stay in the country for just 1 or 2 seasons. With negotiations stalling at that stage, especially after receiving a massive offer, according to AS newspaper, worth €1 billion over 5 years, Carreño mentioned that the negotiations with Real Madrid over contract renewal are moving in the right direction. Carreño said, "What I hear is that the contract renewal is going well, and I believe that Vinicius is closer to renewing his contract for 2 or 3 years rather than moving to Saudi Arabia." He added that the main obstacle in the negotiations is that the Saudis are asking for a 5-year contract, which Vinicius and his team are not willing to accept, reflecting the ongoing talks about extending his contract with Real Madrid. When does Vinicius's contract end with Real Madrid? The Brazilian star Vinicius Jr. is contracted with Real Madrid until June 2027, meaning he has 2 more seasons with the Royal team in addition to the current season. Hoisin: "My friends are asking me to sign for Real Madrid." The young Spanish defender, Dejan Hoisin, of English club Bournemouth, spoke about the news linking him with a move to Real Madrid during the upcoming summer transfer window. Hoisin said in a television interview on Thursday, "My friends are asking me to move to Real Madrid." He continued, "I have received interest from Real Madrid, and a friend advised me to make the move, but there are also other interests from Barcelona." The Bournemouth coach emphasized that Italian Carlo Ancelotti, the coach of Real Madrid, is a great manager, and his presence at the club is not without reason. He has qualities that set him apart. When asked if he would like to play for Real Madrid, Hoisin replied, "Well, it's a big club. Every player wants to play in the best possible place. I don't know what my future holds, but we'll see what happens." It is worth noting that Hoisin is 19 years old and plays as a central defender. His contract with Bournemouth expires in June 2030. Additionally, it's important to mention that Hoisin has a release clause in his contract with Bournemouth worth €58 million. Ancelotti's friend reveals the details of his difficult night against Arsenal. Alberto Cerruti, a close friend of Italian coach Carlo Ancelotti, revealed how the Real Madrid coach experienced a difficult night at the Emirates Stadium after losing the first leg of the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals 3-0 against Arsenal. The blame was directed at Ancelotti due to his tactical plan, which saw Austrian defender David Alaba playing at left-back, a decision that led to criticism of Ancelotti's relationship with his players and his inability to change things when the situation worsened. Ancelotti remains calm and capable of leading. Real Madrid to a comeback. Cerruti, who works as a journalist for the Italian newspaper La Gazzetta dello Sport, is a close friend of Ancelotti. He said in an interview with Spanish radio station Cadena CR that Carlo had experienced some of his worst moments as a coach before, referring to the loss of the 2006 UEFA Champions League final in Istanbul to Liverpool. Alberto Cerruti stated, "Ancelotti has a history that proves he can pull himself out of difficult situations and win in the worst of times. I have confidence that the defeat at the Emirates can be erased in the second leg." He continued, adding, "Ancelotti is not foolish. He knows that you can't win with just attackers. His team has suffered many injuries in defense and midfield this season, but Real Madrid is capable of winning 3-0 at the Bernabeu and advancing through penalties. It's difficult, but it can't be ruled out." Finally, Ancelotti's friend explained that he usually sends him messages after every Real Madrid match, and Carlo always replies. This time, he responded with the word calm. indicating that he had not lost his composure despite being aware of the challenges. Real Madrid. Legend Diego Simeone. Surprises. Real Madrid fans. Regarding the second leg against Arsenal, do you want the truth? Do you want to hear something beyond analysis, tactics, and statistics? I'll tell you something deeper than numbers, truer than diagrams. I'll talk to you about faith. Yes, Real Madrid lost. They lost by 3 goals, and in football, a loss by this score often means the end. It means the mission is over, the dream has vanished, and the team must start thinking about next season. But when the team is named Real Madrid, when the team is the club that made miracles a habit, it's natural to stop and think, has everything truly ended? Is this the end or the beginning? Real Madrid, for those who don't know, is not just a big team. Real Madrid is a living being that breathes glory. Every time it loses, it reminds you of who it is. Not because it has the best players, but because it was born from the womb of the impossible. This club does not know surrender. This club does not live under anyone's shadow. This club refuses to be mentioned without the words comeback, revival, remontada. Don't talk to me about probabilities. Don't come to me with statistics that say 95% of teams that lose by 3 goals in the first leg are out of the tournament. Don't put Real Madrid into your cold mathematical equations, because Real Madrid is not a number. It's a feeling. It's something beyond logic. You're talking about a team that has lived 1,000 similar, even harder moments. Every time the world thought it was over, it returned. Not because the opponent was weak, but because it decided that history isn't written by results alone, but by the response. Remember, how many times have you said that the remontada was impossible? Against Paris Saint-Germain, against Chelsea, against Manchester City? And every time, logic fell at the Bernabeu, and reality knelt before history. I speak to you now, not as a competitor, but as a coach who has lived fiery encounters with this club. As an adversary, I fought until the last breath, then discovered that this team does not die. How many times have we taken the lead? How many times have we controlled? We thought we were the better team, and suddenly, just one moment, in a minute of madness, everything turns. Real Madrid in the Champions League is something else. Don't judge them like you judge other teams. Because they don't enter the competition to participate, they enter to tell a new story, to add another page to an endless book. You may see tired faces after the first leg. You may hear talk about the end of an era, about a weak defense, about a lack of solutions. But behind the scenes, spirits are being sharpened. Royal blood is boiling. There's a silent message passed among the players. We won't surrender. Do you know why I'm saying this? Not just because I respect what this team has done in the past, but because I have seen with my own eyes, on many nights, what this club does when it's underestimated. It doesn't respond with words, but with an explosion. And I'll tell you this now, with all sincerity, with all clarity, don't trust the result of the first leg. Don't judge Real Madrid until the referee blows the final whistle in the second leg. Arsenal is a great team, organized, plays fast football, but at the Bernabeu, nothing is measured by calculations. If Real Madrid enters the second leg with a fighting spirit, if they score a goal in the first 15 minutes, the ground will begin to shake. The media columns will shake. The rival fans will shake, and panic will start to creep into their hearts because they know what it means to give Real Madrid a second chance. If that happens, get ready. Because when the remontada comes from Real Madrid, it's not just a win. It's an earthquake. It's a story written in the sky in ink of glory. Take it from me, I'm a Simeone, who has fought this team many times, been beaten many times, and then stood up to salute the unbeatable. Take it from me as a warning, as a piece of information, as a confession. Real Madrid will surprise the world. Real Madrid is capable of coming back. Real Madrid, when it decides, nothing stands in its way. No opponent, no history, no reality. Its return is not just a possibility, but a real nightmare for anyone who thought they had gotten rid of it. Simeone paused. He looked at the audience with a deep gaze, as though it carried his past as an adversary to the Royal Club and his future as an honest analyst to himself. Then he rose from his seat and left the room, leaving behind the echo of his words resonating in everyone's mind. Will Real Madrid come back? Maybe. But if they do, it will not be quietly. Criticizes Courtois after Arsenal's 3-0 victory. Dutch legend Clarence Seedorf, a former Real Madrid star, sharply criticized the team's goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois, after their 3-0 defeat against Arsenal in the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal secured a dominant victory thanks to 2 goals from Declan Rice and 1 from Mikel Merino, with the second leg match on April 16th at the Santiago Bernabeu set to determine who will advance to the semifinals. Seedorf believes Courtois mishandled Rice's first free kick, which was executed perfectly in the 58th minute of the match. Seedorf. Rice took advantage of Courtois' mistake, and the Wall Seedorf, in comments reported by AS newspaper, said, Rice read the situation well. He saw the space, but Courtois had a poor view. He elaborated. There were only 4 players in the wall and there was a large space, gap. But you still have to strike the ball well. We have to credit Rice, who read the situation well, seized the opportunity, and was confident. After the match, Courtois confirmed that his team was capable of turning the tide in the second leg at the Santiago Bernabeu next week.